Hey everybody, let's go to the 39th floor, Worldly Destruction. Our boss this time is Izanagi, and the party I have is two strikers, Transcended Royce and a Transcended Mundus. Now this stage is kind of interesting in that you kind of have to time out your killings correctly. Well, as you can see, there's a new gimmick here, that shield. So that shield will reduce basically all damage to by like 90-95%. Something where any damage you take is just nothing more than a tickle. So someone like Royce and Mundus, neither of whom have damage walls, can run into those things without worry. But actually, we'll get into why that shield is so much more important a little bit later. But first, you just want to clear this out as quick as you can. Ideally you want to kill the demon on the first turn and pick up the shield in the second, because that's when they will dish out the attacks. And for round 2 it's the same exact thing. Try to kill off the demon in the first turn. It's not the end of the world if you don't, but it will help keep your HP higher if you do. So in the meanwhile, you want to make sure to take out the, I believe it's the wolves. I forget what their names are, but they do have that poisonous spray attack where it will affect all monsters at the same time. So if you bring multiples, they'll take more than usual damage. So if you have multiples, definitely focus on them first. If not, they're not that high of a priority, but still. Alright, so we're just going through this level. We should be able to pick up the shield the next turn, which will protect us from damage, although I don't think not many attacks are coming this next turn. Yeah. So it's a little bit of a waste, but regardless, we should be able to finish this off. There we go. Alright, so now stage 3 is where you're going to have to make sure you pick up and kill the demon and pick up the shield at the right time. So that top right counter for Izanagi is a big blast of death, and you are not going to survive that if you don't get the shield. So what you want to do is make sure you kill that demon before the 4th turn and pick it up just before that counter hits 0. So I decided to kill the demon early, so that shield is active. Now you, under no circumstances should you get it right away. So Mundus is going to be focusing in a direction that is away from the shield. So is my second striker. Right, yes, there we go. They're going to do some damage to Izanagi. And now my Royce has to pick up that shield this next turn. There you go. So now everybody's defense is up for this next turn, and Izanagi will blow up, fire a laser, and you see that I took less than, what, 300 damage total? So that is basically the formula of what you need to do. Now if you're strong enough to kill Izanagi before that happens, that's great. And that's also going to be your only option if you end up either taking the shield too early or you don't kill that demon in time. If either of that happens, you gotta go for the kill. But luckily, that wasn't a problem, so. Alright, we're gonna hopefully pick up the heart and finish this off. Or not. Alright, no problem. Alright, stage 4 is basically gonna be the same thing. We also see Izanami there. She will get in the way. That 9 turn on her top left is actually a death counter as well, so you want to make sure to clear both by then. But you, as usual, you want to make sure you take care of the minions, because they also do a good amount of damage. Ooh, sorry. Alright, so we have 3 turns left before the big blast, so we want to make sure we don't go into a path where we pick up that shield. And just keep in mind, if you don't take care of those minions, like that poisonous blast you just saw, you will be taking a lot of damage, so it is possible to die here if you're not very careful. Alright, so we have 1 turn left, so we want to make sure that It looks like Royce again picks up the shield. Yes. And you should be fine for the next one. And well, actually, it looks like we got lucky there and was able to kill Izanagi before the big blast. So maybe it's a little bit of waste, but of course there's no reason not to have picked it up. So now we have 4 turns before Izanami goes nuclear on us. So make sure you take care of her before that counter runs out. You can get in under her to do a bunch of damage between her and the wall. So that's a quick way to deplete her HP. Alright, stage 5 is an interesting one. So you under no circumstances want to touch Izanami. You can touch her a little. I am in a kind of sticky situation here where I am on top of Royce. I think if I go to the left, I'm not gonna... No, I am gonna hit him. But as you can see, that Izanami has no more than 500k HP, but she is actually helpful for you. That blast increases your attack, and she puts up healing walls so that you can max it out before you enter the boss area. You're gonna have a hard time if you don't have that attack up, so just try everything in your power to not defeat Izanami there. I was pretty close. Alright, so the boss stage, you want to make sure to get rid of the wolves as soon as possible, just because they will power you down after some time, and after Izanami was so nice as to powering you up, it would be a shame to make that go to waste. But on the other hand, the counter you want to look at for Izanagi is on the top now. That is 1 turn shorter than before, so make sure you don't miscalculate yourselves that way. So we need to make sure to kill that demon within 2 turns so that the shield is up. And it looks like I've determined that I probably won't be able to get to it because that Izanagi is trapped on the top left, and I died before because I ran out of time, so no confidence in myself, but safety. With Mundus' strike shot, we get 4 more turns, or 3 more turns, sorry, before that big blast happens, so we get a little more insurance as to when we need to kill that demon. And actually, it looks like I might kill the Izanagi before that, so if that's the case, that's even better. And one more thing, you do not want to kill both of the Felmains and the what is it? I never remember the other one. But if you kill both, just like the Izanagi stage, he goes into rage mode and does much more powerful attacks. You don't want that to happen. Alright, so first round, you get like a freebie to deal damage to Izanagi. Yep, and that's great. We nuked almost half of his HP in the first turn, which is great. And now we see the Oni on the bottom left, so that we can try to take him down to get that shield. But actually, since Izanagi's HP is very low, we could also focus on making sure he's dead before we even have to worry about it. Which is... yeah, okay, which is what happened. And as you can see, the Felmain and whatever the other one, I forget which one was still alive, it runs away with Izanagi, but the wolf on the top, he's still around. So hopefully I don't mess up and get rid of him before he powers down the rest of us. Alright, great. So now we're in the final stage. The final stage is can be tough. You want to try to take the wolves out in the very first turn, just so you don't have to worry about them at all. There you go. And then 4 demons will come up. Now the problem here is that the demons will actually move around, and if you're unlucky, they will actually step on top of the shield that you just uncovered. So you want to hope that you can KO as much of them as possible so that you have the chance to pick up the shield, because again, you have 3 turns before that big blast happens, and you want to make sure you have access to those shields. And then they'll move around, and Izanami pops in and drops the defense of Izanagi. Now, Personally, I feel like you want to try to take out the rest of the demons. Don't get allured by that defense down unless you're sure you can take it down. I'm not sure why I did that with Royce, but and so here's the problem now both of the Onis have stepped on the shields that were available, but luckily I was able to poke through on that right one, so I was able to pick up that shield. And yes, if you're not ready in time, you would have died from that. Dangerous, very dangerous. But now we can start dealing damage. You're not going to kill Izanami, so don't even think about trying for that. And we're just using strike shots now because of God Striker's Counter Slayer. I went for that, and Royce gonna try to do even more damage. And if one of those shields were left up, then you could possibly tank this next one, but that Oni on the top right, he's a little bit there. He's there a little too late, so it's do or die here. Luckily there's a weak point and another Izanagi. Or let's try God Striker. And oof, that was really close. That was very close, but luckily I was able to pull it off at the end. Alright, so that's floor 39. Yep, just make sure you time it out right. Make sure you pay attention to Izanagi's death counter and pick up that shield at the right moment. That's it for the 39th floor. The 40th floor, the last floor, should be next. And until next time, bye bye.